do, Paul, is go through a sample proposal on this demo. So
Yeah.
this is like one that you'd see with our system. And you can put whatever you'd like in it, biographical, terms, payment schedule. But as you know from talking with me, the big distinction in the market is the pricing table. And then the productizing, which is on the back end, which we'll show you. I'll show you. Let me pointing out a few features. Prices hooked to the top, and they're dynamic. So as I make selections, you can see those prices update.
Yeah.
Line items open and close so that you can get into more detail without overwhelming your prospect. We found at my old agency, I'm a former agency owner, when we weren't clear, that's when we got killed. You need handles to grab onto, so you know when the work is done. Optional items, and you determine how much is optional. Quantities, and then one of my favorite features is upsells inside of line items. This was huge, and it makes a line item so much more versatile because the customer can adjust the base offering to their desire and to their budget. These prices also tend to be smaller, and so you can kind of fine tune your price if you're trying to get within $1,000 or something. Cost TBD, inline discounts and credits. We also do recurring line items, and you can do a hybrid. So this is a one-time plus recurring. Finally, included or free, and then there's a none option that takes away the label as well. So that's the front end. Any quick thoughts or impressions before I show you the back end?
So what's cost TBD?
Yeah, cost to be determined.
Yeah.
So that's if you don't know the price, but you still want to outline it. You still want to get sign off on it. We'll just figure out the price later is the idea.
Yep, sure.
Okay. Let me show you the back end. So I'm going to bring up the proposal we just looked at. And I'll note out of the gate, everything is editable, background images, colors, content. I could change the logo out with their logo, adjust terms, etc. And then the scope of work is super easy to manage. So back to the productization idea, if I want to add the blog, because I previously saved that, I can just type it in, click, and it's added. But the power, Paul, is I can now customize this for my prospect. So maybe I change it to 3,000, add an additional parameter, and I'm done. The point being, maybe I'm editing it, maybe it's ready stock out of the gate. Maybe I need to change 5% or 20%. But the point is you've got a structure, you've got a starting point so that you're not just starting from scratch every time. I can also save things to the library very quickly so that I can build momentum. And then editing's really easy, title, description, advanced features like images, videos, tables, and dynamic content. And then settings to the right like frequency. There's also, you can edit your upsells under the modifications tab. And these can even have a negative number, so they act like a credit. So you can see 3,000. If I click on that, I get a discount. So lots of use cases there. A couple more quick thoughts on the individual proposal. There's a discount, one-time or recurring. You can see the badge on the top and math on the bottom. But we also support the opposite. So if I were to look at the surcharge feature here, this is a behind-the-scenes proposal-wide percentage increase. I like to say for high-risk projects, high-demand agencies or businesses, or high-maintenance customers. Okay, so you see I'm at 20,000, and just like that, I'm at 26. All behind the scenes, instant. So this feature probably made me multiple thousands a month when I had my web design company. Design options like colors, backgrounds, and fonts. There's a preview built in with a mobile toggle. And then finally, there's an analytics system where we'll alert you if they open the proposal. We'll log the pages they've clicked on, but also the line items they open, the boxes they check, and the quantities they change. You can imagine from a sales perspective, getting lower level details on interactions can be really, really powerful. All right, I think I have about 90 seconds, Paul, and I'll conclude my formal demo. Line items that are saved to the library go here.
Yeah.
There's also a templating system, and templates get their own design, pages, and perhaps separate terms, and their own line items. So you can create basically a block of line items to make things go even faster. And then finally, I'll create a proposal. So I'll say branding job, ABC company, push continue. And just like that, I have a proposal that I've started, and I can just edit, make it work for my prospect. Maybe I'll change some of the content on the cover page.
Yeah.
And I'll tweak the scope of work. Now this is where the power comes. So just some quick tweaks I can make. I'll make this one optional but selected. Maybe they weren't sure about this one, so I'll move it down to additional items for consideration. And I'll uncheck it, but I'll leave it there for them.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's a blank line, or maybe there's a new thing that I haven't sold before on this one-off. So I'll just say new thing and $5,000. I always tell customers, define new things in a client independent way so you can save it to the library and build momentum. Finally, I can send it via email or a trackable link. Once I mark it as sent or it's sent, it goes to sent mode and it's in review, totally editable on your side, and your prospect can make selections on their side. Once they're ready, they can push sign proposal, or you can. It wraps everything up in a PDF, sends it out for e-signatures. Both signers get a copy, and then there's a copy in the app as well. So that's the full flyby. They have it.
Right. And so we briefly spoke about this, but who have been the clients that you've had most success with it so far?
Yeah, I focus mostly on marketing agencies just because I know how to talk to them. Yeah. I would say I don't feel like that's that much of an extension to tech consultants, right? Like that's my world too. But mostly marketing agencies, and the agencies that get the most return have a few employees. If it's a freelancer, the problem is, one, they're not organized enough to get systems in place to actually create line items, and they just they're always drowning, right? Like with client work. And then also you just get more return when you have multiple people, where this can get you on the same page and get you more projects and margins. That's my typical market. I've thought about yours a bit. I do think that your consultants would be more tech savvy, perhaps in some ways because they're tech consultants. But you think?
What are the, so in the marketing agencies, what are they swapping from to your platform?
Yeah, some of them are just using Google Docs or Word, or even worse, PowerPoint kind of stuff. Some are using PandaDoc, and the problem with PandaDoc is it just doesn't have, the pricing table is so inferior. Or Proposify, and same thing with Proposify, but I would add that Proposify, I don't think their architecture is very good, and so their app just looks dated to me. Those are the two big ones.
Yeah. Have you ever come up against better proposals?
Oh yeah, definitely. That one as well. I would say Proposify and Better Proposals in my mind are fairly similar. Proposify is just way bigger, but both of them don't have a pricing table like this, nor do they capitalize on the productization idea.
Yeah. 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 And what's the pricing? How's the pricing look?
Yeah. So this is for my like solopreneurs or freelancers. It's one user. I do have a 5 proposal limit per month. Once you go to 2 users, and this is my most popular plan, it's basically unlimited, $99. And then after 3 users, there's no limit for proposals. So it's basically $49 a seat.
Yeah. And how does, because I got better proposals on AppSumo, I think it was back in the days. But
Right.
how does that compare to them? Because I know PandaDoc's, well, is a lot more expensive than that, right? From memory.
I think PandaDoc might actually be $10 cheaper. Let me look
Really?
at
Okay.
proposals. Yeah, they're cheaper than us. And I actually just had someone recently say that actually no, I have a new customer who came from Better Proposals, and he wanted a deal because we're a bit more expensive. So they're and they have a 5 and 52, which is funny because I did not get that idea from them. Proposify is $49 a seat, so we're right there with them.
Yeah.
And then PandaDoc, I'm just curious. I haven't checked for a bit, but on them. Okay, so for their business one, yeah, we're same seat costs. Essentials, I think this is more for personal, I would assume. So I think we're somewhat close to where the market is. It's kind of where I'd see maybe we're on a bit higher, but I always, one of the things I've learned is like when you have a really good ICP or a good concept, you kind of don't have competitors in a way. Because all those, it's like anyone that uses my product uses it for a very specific reason. It's because they want to build a system.
Yeah. 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 Um, and as far as, are there any other, so are people self-setting up? Do you have training that helps them? Because I know you've got a philosophy of, take them through it should be done through a call, shouldn't be done, send beforehand, like that. Your philosophy is that incremental to the platform?
Yeah. So we have a video help center, and in the help center, um, typically what I do with a new lead is I'll do a product demo. I like to just flesh it out with them. And then for training, if it's a $99 a month customer, I will provide up to an hour of concierge training, where we actually will create some line items together. They have some time to ask some questions on that Zoom call. If they're 49, I don't offer that on the demo. And in that case, I'll just send them the getting started video that gives some tips and walks them through their new account. And then kind of connected with what you're talking about, these are all help videos here, like real short ones. But at the bottom, I have some sales strategy, and I want to add more to this. But